Get it out of my fucking face. Get it out of my fucking face. I'll wreck it on you, motherfucker.
Hello everybody, welcome to Verbal Judo. Quick thing, the thing you just saw, yeah, don't do that. That's stupid. The guy is doing nothing but making things worse for everybody. You know, in the security profession, there's a lot of things that happen that can, get your blood to boil. But once you lose your cool, you're just causing problems for everybody else. Not the way to handle it. I would dare say that this individual needs some training on verbal judo or needs to be unemployed because apparently he's none. That being said, we'll talk about a few things. Let's talk about the 11 things you should never say to anybody in the course of your duties. Number 1, come here. Just saying come here, it's like you're trying to be overbearing. Hey boy, come here. It's going to cause problems. There's other ways to go around it. Maybe say something along the lines of, hey sir, can I get a moment of your time? Hey sir, I got a quick question. Can you help me with something? Not come here. Another thing not to say is you wouldn't understand. It's a slap in the face. Hey, well, why you stop me? You wouldn't understand. Just you need to get the hell out of here. No, that's not the way it goes. Number 3, someone comes. You tell someone to do something like why, and you're like because those are the rules. No, you're just being condescending. It's all about delivery. It's like you have to have some tact with people that you meet. Another word, none of your business. Another phrase, I mean. Saying it's none of your business, you're insulting a person. There's ways to go about it. What are you doing? It's none of your business. No, what are you doing? I'm writing a report. I'm doing this. I'm doing anything, but it's none of your business. It's customer service after all. So you have to select your words carefully. Another one, calm down. Somehow, just telling someone to calm down just makes them do the opposite. Some people find, hey, calm down. Hey, relax. Get out of my face. Calm down with that. Don't bring that here. Don't do that. There's ways around this. What's your problem? Another thing you don't tell people is like, what can I help you with? What seems to be the problem? Is there anything I can help you with? Anything? Hey, how's it going, sir? I'm so and so. I'm with security. What can I do for you? See. Another thing not to say is I'm not going to say this again. It's the ultimatum thing usually doesn't work, and it's silly. Also, let's say you decide to jack somebody up and put handcuffs on them and like, what are you doing this, man? I'm doing this for your own good. They don't want to hear that either. And finally, never ever tell anybody, why won't you be reasonable? Yeah, I know, they're not being reasonable, I get it. But in verbal judo, and when you're talking to people, you need to have tact, and you're always trying to redirect what's going to you. And we'll talk more about this in a second. So what is verbal judo? Well, earlier it says the art of talking someone down, de-escalating stuff, but it's defined as using one's words to prevent, de-escalate, or end an attempted assault. What does that mean? Well, instead of making things worse and adding fuel to the fire, what you're trying to do is calm things down so bad things don't happen, so you can get into an adult relationship with someone by saying, hey, you know what, do you really want to do this here? Let's not do this. And you're trying to de-escalate so no one has to, you don't have to do any paperwork, no one has to go to jail, everybody's calm, cool, and collected, and everybody goes on their way. So this is the overview. Verbal self-defense sectors have widely had varying definitions of what it is and how it is applied. These include everything from a person simply saying no to someone else or repeatedly refusing a request and telling someone who has violated a personal boundary what he or she should have known. It could even be entailed as a more complicated scenario in which a person called to refuse to engage verbally with someone manipulative to set limits and to end a conversation. In the case that we're using it is that we're trying to de-escalate someone, we're trying to get them to comply with something. And we're using our words to reach that goal. Use your words carefully, and we'll discuss that more as time goes on. So let's go on to the next slide. So what is natural language? Well, natural language is what you naturally want to say. Someone calls you fat, you tell them to screw off. That's exactly what you don't do. You don't do it because you can't bring words back. Let's say you get in a heated conversation with your family members and you say something that's cutting because it makes you feel good. It makes you feel better to get that off your chest. Well, no, you can't use that professionally. Tactical language is what you need. And tactical language are words shaped to achieve a goal in front of you. So if you're trying to get someone to leave, Everything you say is based on trying to get that person to leave without any issues. You know, whenever you deal with anything, try not to express your feelings on the job. If you're tired or burnt out like that last fool we saw, don't do that. Unless it's something positive, keep it to yourself. You need to be a chameleon. You need to change the environment, become what you need to achieve the goals. And one thing you're trying not to do is try not to add to the fire. If someone's pissed off, you're not trying to throw gasoline on it. You're trying to set the fire out, so to speak. So, you know, case in point, like the guy earlier, the guy's getting yelled. He's like, "Get the camera out of my face," and he's just making threats. No, hey sir, what you need to do is like, "Hey sir, I'm sorry, you can't film here for these reasons. I'm going to have to ask you to stop that. It's policy to do this because ABC, and I'm going to need you to stop recording me." No, he didn't do that. He started going on a tirade. Don't do that. So why is it called verbal judo? What does judo mean? Well, I believe in Japanese, the ju means gentle, do means the way. So a gentle way, verbal way to gently get people to leave. You're not insulting them. You're not trying to cut them. It's not a verbal battle. You're trying to make the person leave happily. You're trying to de-escalate the situation. You try to be cool, calm, and collected, and spread the cool, calm, and collectedness. Now, when you're doing this, when you're using the art of judo, verbal judo, think about the triple me's, or the triple ME's. You want to use the words that help with maximum effectiveness, minimum effort, and maximum efficiency. Like, once again, you're trying to use your words tactically to get someone to do something you want them to do. Now, judo, the actual martial art, is based on redirection. And it's kind of like wrestling. You know, you have your hands, you're connected with the person, and you're using your body, you're controlling. But the moment you drop your hands, you lose all ability to redirect. So what you're doing verbally is staying in contact with the person and try to redirect the words. And you know, when they say something, you kind of deflect it back to them. And one thing you have to do, which is key, is not getting upset. If you get upset, you lose control. If you lose control, everything goes to hell. If you get to a point where you're getting upset, you know what? Call for someone else to talk to the person. Because what you don't need to do is get upset, get angry, and now the person's controlling you. So what happens when you get angry? Well, when you get angry, right in your face, you start getting vasoconstriction. So what's going on is, you're losing the blood to your face, and then your part of your brain, you're not getting everything into your brain you start getting angrier, and you start regressing back to that midbrain, where the midbrain, you're more animalistic, so you just stay mad. So imagine trying to argue with the wall. The wall's not going to change. Imagine trying to argue with your dog. Okay, hey, what are you doing? Don't do that. Dog's angry, dog's biting. It's not going to, like, oh, you're angry, I best relax. So what you need to think is tactically. You need to be very calm, very collected. You need to be polite. So the angrier someone gets, the more polite you get. And this allows you to be close to the person, and allows you to better control and redirect their anger or hatred or whatever. Now, there are a lot of techniques on how to stay calm when you're under verbal assault. I like disconnecting myself from the situation. I understand that me, the security officer, me, the police officer, me, the worker that's working there, is separate from me, the person that goes home and spends the money. So it's almost like I'm playing a video game, like yada yada, yeah, you're trying to insult me, big deal. Don't show emotion, don't let people's anger infect you to where it can be used against you. Because I guarantee, if you do something stupid, no matter how much you were provoked, you're going to be the bad guy. Everybody's the customer's always right, blah, blah. You see what I'm saying? You can't lose your cool and then get in a screaming match with a person that's in front of you, because now you're making yourself look bad, you're making your organization look bad, you're making the client look bad, and that's something we need to avoid. Now, earlier I talked about performance. Now, when you handle verbal abuse, and someone's screaming at you naturally, you want to say what makes you feel good, or something witty, to be insulting, and you want to meet them in confrontation. And the thing is, you don't do that. You need to apply a studied response, which means deflection and redirection. So someone calls you fat, you're like, yeah, you know what, I'm fat, but tell you what, buddy, I've been losing weight. I've lost a whole 3 ounces in the past 2 days. And throw it back at them. See, you're not angry, you're laughing, you're throwing it back at them. Don't take it personal. You're not even there. You are playing a character in a video game or something like that. Now, when someone's screaming at you, there's 2 things you can do. You can do either A, grin and bear it, just Roger, just keep it on your head, have that blank look in your face, look concerned like or you can get sucked into it and then you just go on a tirade with the person. I would recommend for you to grin and bear it. It's a professional thing to do. Now we're talking about that. Let's talk about deflectors. Deflectors are a type of tactical language that helps you deflect and move. So you come up to somebody and they're screaming at you. It's like, yo, I'm tired of this freaking crap. You people always screwing this up. And hey, sir, I appreciate what you're saying, but you say something, or I understand that, but, or I hear you. However, sorry you feel that way, but, and try to empathize. Add something to that. But I appreciate that, but, sir, but look. If you're angry, if you're this angry, let's go to a place where you can meet somewhere in the middle. I want you to be help taken care of, and I want you taken care of. And we need to do this, but we need to do this like civilized adults. I hear you, sir, but I'm gonna have to ask you to stop doing this because this. You're throwing it back at them, or you're trying to make it more lighthearted. You're trying to make them smile. You're trying to make them calm down because you want them to do what you want them to do. Now, when using deflectors, once you hit that button, you need to add something to it. Think about what you're going to say. After a while, you're going to know pretty much all the problems you're going to have in that kind of area. So use 2 more. So let's say someone's upset because they have bad service and they start screaming at the guy there. You go and it's like, hey, sir, what's going on? Hey, yo. And he starts going angry. He's like, hey, look, sir, I'm sorry you're upset, but we need to get over this. What can we do to get this to a better place? Try to take move the person somewhere else, let them calm down, let them vent, get it out of their system. Don't get into it. Let's say they start yelling at you. It's like, screw you, fat, bald bastard. I don't need this crap from you. Blah, blah. Make it turn into a joke. Don't take it personal. You're trying to get them to comply with your wishes. And you do this by using calm words. You're trying to get the person to think. You're trying to get them to calm down. If you can laugh, just laugh. However, don't make it seem like you're belittling the person. You're just trying to keep everything happy and harmonious. So when someone's just yelling at you, the best thing you can do is deflect the insult and move forward using professional language. Now, a long time ago, many moons ago, when I was young and good looking, I remember I got a call to deal with something again. So I go out there. There's a guy. He is insulting me. He is calling me everything in the book. And I've been called quite a few things in my lifetime. So he insulted me. I'm like, hey, dude, calm down. Hey, you have a problem. You called us, and of all the people here, I'm the one that came to help you. It's not. You don't have another choice. Just me. What can I do to fix this for you? And with that, the guy calmed down and made him think. And I gotta tell you, man, like I said, I've met some people I did not want to be with again. I don't want to see them again. I don't want to hear from them. I do not care. But I have a job to do. And right now, what I'm trying to do is make everybody relax. I'm trying to keep everything cool because why make things worse for everybody? Why do you have to escalate? Now, some of the younger bucks out there love, when they're young, they're like, ooh, someone's getting feisty. Let me egg them on so I can slap them with something. I'm not that guy. I got that out of my system a long time ago. And that's what you need to do, is get that out of your system and work to achieving the goal of, making the thing de-escalate and relax and keep cool, keep calm. I'm pretty sure that you're hearing something, you keep hearing the same thing over and over again. There's a reason. When somebody is screaming their head at you, insulting you, do not let yourself get sucked into that. Deflect. They might call you fat. They might call you ugly. They might use racial slurs. They might use everything under the book to get under your skin. Don't let it happen, okay? Don't do it. When you say something, make sure to deliver the words well. You don't want to come across as condescending. You don't have to be an ass clown about it. Don't don't be rude. But focus on when you get into. Remember that what you're trying to do is you're trying to achieve a goal, and to get to that goal, you have to deliver your words properly. If you sound condescending or you sound insulting when you're saying something, you're just making things worse. It's like, no, don't go around like, of course, oh no, sir, yeah, it's cool, wonderful. No, you're the victim here. Don't be condescending like that. So why are we trying to deflect? Well, the reason is, it becomes kind of fun when you realize what you're doing, and you can actually de-escalate things by just using words and not having to use your fists. So it makes you feel good. So when you're listening to the person, sound calm and interested, and when you deflect, it's a springboard that empowers the other person. You get in there, you're stealing their thunder, you're taking the steam out of it, you're letting them just get that out of their system, so then you can work with them and come up with better solutions to deal with the problem at hand. So earlier we were talking about the deflections. I'm like, I hear that but, and I said have something, have something ready for the but. After you use the but, use professional language to achieve your goal. You have to sound calm, and you have to sound calm no matter how stupid or outrageous the other person is asking for. Let's say they're asking for a bunch of stupid crap. I demand this, or if they're stupid, don't let them know that you think they're stupid. Don't let them know that you think it's outrageous. What you're trying to do is get 3 C's out of them. You want to get compliance, collaboration, cooperation. And to do that, we use tactical language, not natural language. Natural language is the language that is bad and it will make you feel good. Like, if you're going on to them, it's like, guy, how stupid you sound right now? No, you're just adding fuel to the fire. I hear you. I hear what you're saying, sir, but I cannot do that for you because of this. However, we can do this. We can do that. So more around professional language or tactical language. When you're using this professional language, you're fostering and generate compliance, collaboration, cooperation. However, unprofessional language generates non-compliance, non-collaboration, and no cooperation. You want them to collaborate with you. You want them to comply with your wishes. So you're trying to make it seem like it's both your guys' ideas, not just you. That means no insults, no put downs. Just speak to the point, and if you're being assaulted, deflect the insult and move. And you're trying to get it moving forward toward the goal. That's all you're trying to do. Remember, we're not talking about you. We are talking about who you're representing, and you're representing the client. You're representing the company, and you're representing something bigger than yourself. It is not you. Once you learn that, it'll be a lot easier and things will go a lot smoother. Remember, when you're using the deflectors, when you're using the words but, and, or however, you're working toward the goal. So whatever you say, it's you trying to de-escalate and diffuse the situation and get the desired outcome. Okay? You want them to leave, you want them to calm down, you want them to wait for law enforcement, whatever it is, you're just trying to keep everything calm, cool, and collected. I'm pretty sure you see a theme. It's the reason I keep repeating myself. But I apologize for that, but it's important that you get this to you. I want you guys to be successful out there, so please keep everything cool, calm, and collected. It starts with you. Understand that you represent the client, you represent your company, and yourself. But you need to lose yourself in this, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to get the customer or the client, and by that I mean the person you're dealing with, to meet your wishes. So because you're doing this for the company, you're doing this for the person you're working for. You're trying to get them to calm down, and you're trying to keep things slow because you represent something bigger than yourself. Keep that in mind. One thing you really need to work on is losing yourself as a center, because once you start getting everything to where it needs to go, you'll find it so much easier when you realize it's not about you, it is about the client. And by the client, I mean the person that's paying the contract. I want you, once again, keep that in mind. Now, let's say you come up to a person, they're angry, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm tired of this because da 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 da, and you're like, I understand. Don't just say you understand. Try to put yourself in their shoes. You like I said, be a chameleon, right? Show that you understand. So when they're going off about whatever, you can stop and say, hold on. So what you're saying is, you don't like this because this, and then this caused you to do this. And what you're doing, you're almost setting up a third person in that argument. that can, because the person's going off, they're going off with feeling, they're using that destructive natural language, and you're saying, I understand what you're saying, so you're not really going by the words what they're saying, but you're trying to put what they mean into words that you can convey, and that way it's a good way to calm everything down and really show that you understand what's going on. So building on what I said earlier, I was talking about paraphrasing. When the person is angry, is saying whatever they're saying, you put it in your own words what you believe, what's going on. That way, it's like they understand that you truly are understanding what they're saying. So what you're saying, sir, is you are dissatisfied with the service because of what Smith over here did to you. Am I correct in saying so? They're listening to you because if they're angry, they're listening and they're trying to catch you in a lie or trying to catch you like you don't understand, so they yell some more. But they're listening, and if you get it right, guess what? They start calming down. So you're right. What you're doing, that you're showing empathy by showing that you understand, by rephrasing the person's words to see is what they meant to say and not what they said. A lot of times people say words out of anger or they don't quite understand, and what the yelling is not what they mean something else. So, and a good way to, let's say they're going off 1,000 miles a minute, you can actually just stop the conversation. You can say, oh, hold on. Let me see if I understand what you're saying. You're saying this because of this. Am I right? Yes. And right there, you could complete control of the situation by sticking a sword in it right then and there and say, whoa, let me understand. This happened. Yes. That concludes this section. Once again, thank you. You'll hear this a lot, and I apologize. I know it's getting old. But remember, guys out there, the job's very dangerous. You need to be smart out there. And you're not there to make things worse. You're there to make things better. If you guys have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me at my email address or the messaging system provided by Udemy or FBItraining.teachable.com. Once again, thank you. See you later.